It's time to embark on a new MAC tournament journey here. The third game out of 4 in the men's basketball MAC tournament quarterfinal and the 7th game out of 14 here total at the MAC tournament at Rocket Arena here in Cleveland, Ohio. It's time for yet another men's basketball matchup here on Falcon Radio. I'm Henry Costco, joined by my broadcast partner, Artie Abrego. Artie, we just watched a barn burner between Toledo and Ohio. It's going to be tough for this game to live up to those expectations, but we do have a good one here between Eastern Michigan and Miami, the 7 seed and the 2 seed.
Oh, absolutely. These are two teams coming to the tournament with a lot of current momentum. Eastern Michigan 3-2 in their last 5 games, and then Miami of Ohio 4-1 in their past 5 games. So teams that are kind of have a little bit of momentum heading into Cleveland. Obviously, Miami more so. They won 23 games. They only lost 8 games that whole season. And Eastern Michigan, a little bit rougher around the edges, won 16, lost 15, but they're in the MAC tournament for the first time since 2020, and the first time went in the current 8-seed system for the MAC tournament. So they feel like they have a lot to prove here in Cleveland.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan in their 4th year here under head coach Stan Heath. He's coached some prominent names, most notably Moni Bates, who does play for the Cleveland Charge just down the street there at Public Hall here in Cleveland, Ohio. But this team hasn't seen much success despite the star talent that they've had on this team the past few years. They haven't reached the MAC tournament since 2020. But this year was different. They reached the tournament as the 7 seed, beating out Bowling Green, who had a rough year due to injuries at the 8 seed. But we'll be looking at them. We'll be looking at some of their key players. Their starting lineup this week for this game is pretty stacked. Deshaun Nelson is the big name that we'll be talking about. All-MAC second-team member, averaging 16 points per game on almost 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. This is a player that I know a lot of people thought could be a first-team member, but the player that was a first-team member already was Peter Suter of the Miami Redhawks.
I mean, it's easy to see why Peter Suter would be the member up there for the first team. 13.3 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, and he's had 112 assists this season. He shoots 50% from the field, 32.3% from 3, and 78% from the free throw line. A very consistent player who averages about 29.3 points per game. When I took the trip up to Oxford, I got to see Miami of Ohio play in person, and he feels like one of the guys that's kind of just one of the primary ball handlers for this team and one of the leaders of this Redhawks offense.
Yeah, he's a transfer from Bellarmine, one of those teams, maybe one of the more uniquely coached teams in college basketball, team that doesn't like the ball to touch the floor much, hugely passing-oriented offense there, and he's transferred that over. It's been a highly balanced offense for the Redhawks between him, Ian Elmer, all-MAC freshman team member who averages over 11.5 points per game, as well as Makai Cooper, Antoine Wolfote, Cam Kraft, who is the points leader as far as averaging, and an all-MAC third-team member. So an extremely well-rounded Miami, Ohio team that we'll be looking at. But we'll step aside here for a quick minute before tip-off, and we'll get right back with you. This is men's basketball right here on Falcon Radio.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com. Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. Ah, that's the scent of shopping success, because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the 25th ever MAC tournament held right here in Cleveland, Ohio. We're here for your 3rd out of 4 quarterfinal matchups here between the Eastern Michigan Eagles and the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. We've got your starting lineups here, starting with your home team, the Miami Redhawks. Ian Elmer will start up there at the wing. Makai Cooper, Peter Suter, and Cam Kraft will be your guards, and your forward, Antoine Woolfolk, the junior out of Cleveland, Ohio. For the Eagles, it'll be Deshaun Nelson and John Shanu II, the redshirt junior out of Houston, Texas. New name here for the Eastern Michigan in the starting lineup. Those will be your two forwards. Your guards will be Jalen Terry, Christian Henry, and Arnie Osoniak. Three star-studded names there for the Eagles. But we're just getting ready for tip-off as two teams break the huddle here. And Artie, it's been a fun MAC tournament to this point, and we had a great game last night between Bowling Green and Buffalo. That was kind of the highlight of yesterday, and we had a great game between Toledo and Ohio just about 30 minutes ago. That was definitely the highlight of the men's tournament so far.
Definitely two games with very intense fourth quarters between both spots. Bowling Green and Buffalo. Buffalo coming back from 14 points to knock off the Bowling Green's women's team in the first round of the MAC tournament, and then today we just saw, like you mentioned earlier, a barn burner between Toledo and Ohio. Went to overtime with Toledo picking up the win and surviving and advancing over Ohio.
Woolfolk will match up with Shawnee II here, and we are underway here at Cleveland, Ohio at Rocket Arena. Terry will take the ball guarded by Mekhi Cooper. He's going to go to his left side. Send the ball to Christian Henry. Henry's going to drive the lane on Suter. Go up for that one and not quite there, and it'll go the other way for the Redhawks. Woolfolk with the rebound. Quick transition. Here's Elmer. Up to Suter. Suter not quite there, and it'll go the other way for the Redhawks. Two quick possessions and two quick turnarounds there.
Big focus on the inside game on both those possessions. Both teams trying to go for the bucket underneath the rim. Just couldn't get it to connect. Couldn't get past the defense on either side.
Nelson will inbound here. Terry, that Nelson-Terry connection is a big one that we're going to be watching. We've seen it really work all season between these two scoring-oriented Terry with the guard position and Nelson down at the forward position.
It's the Eagles' classic 1-2 punch. They're sort of Jordan and Pippen that they have in Ypsilanti.
Here's Henry, guarded by Cooper. Down to Nelson. Nelson's going to work on one-on-one, go up with it, and get it blocked. That one's going to be down there. That was Shawnee going up for it, but sent away by the Redhawks. That one's going to be sent over to Suter. Suter trying to drive the lane. Back out to Cooper. Suter again. It's going to be Elmer taking a three from the corner. Not quite there, but the rebound by Woolfolk, and that one's going to go up for the first points of this one. Miami's up 2-0.
Yeah, Woolfolk with the good offensive rebound there. Just gets it out of the hands of the Eagles players and gets it for some second chance points. First points of it today.
Shawnee looking for the screen on Terry. Not quite going to get it, and that one's going to go over to Osoniak now at the top of the key. Now to Terry. Back to Nelson. They're going to find an open three. Osoniak got open there on the left side of the key. Not quite there is the shot, though, and Suter will take the ball the other way on the breakaway for the Redhawks. Kraft will pull up near the free throw line, and he'll make that one go. Hot start here for the Redhawks.
It's a perfect shot by Kraft right from the free throw line. He loves that mid-range jumper.
So Osoniak down to Nelson. You can see the Redhawks really collapsing in on Eastern Michigan right now, specifically Nelson, and they're going to try to find Osoniak, who's going to take a step to his right and take a three. He's had a hot hand, but hasn't quite gone his way early on, as that one will go the other way for the Redhawks.
Osoniak shoots 33.6% from the three-point range, so those are good looks for him.
Peter Suter, primary ball handler for the Redhawks. Sends it over to Elmer. Back to Suter. Suter versus Terry. They're the two guards. Big matchup there. Suter is going to get some space and take a three, but that one will not go.
Suter shoots 32.3% from three-point range, so still not a bad look for him.
Errant pass there. That was a tough pass from Christian Henry trying to find Deshaun Nelson there near the box, but a bit over his head. We have seen that a lot here in these opening quarters, especially quarters in the women's games, but first part of the first half here, these men's games, maybe some nerves between these teams here playing in such a large environment that Rocket Arena is. Suter will send it to Kraft, and Kraft will nail a three. Ice in his veins, redshirt sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois. Makes that one look easy. That's your scoring leader for the Redhawks.
Yeah, Cam Kraft, 42.1% from three-point range. There's a reason why he averages 13.2 points per game like that, because he takes big-time shots just like that.
Jalen Billingsley has checked in for the Eagles. He handles the ball right now with Elmer guarding him. Redhawks poking away at the ball. That one dribbles over to Osaniak. And the Suter with a tight clamps there on Henry. He's forced to put up a bad three. It's going to go the other way. Redhawks with all the momentum right now. Kraft down low to Woolfolk. And that one's going to be a foul. He's going to get some free throws, I believe.
Yeah, Woolfolk, I think he was trying to dunk it, at least initially, but he couldn't really get the hops required for it because he had an Eagles defender so close on those. Arne Osoynik, that was the defender that he was trying to get over. Just couldn't really get behind him, and he's going to draw the foul there. It's going to send him to the line.
Yeah, open lane for Woolfolk, and Osoynik just kind of hits him from behind, hits his shooting hand there. And Woolfolk will hit the first.
I mean, despite his size, Woolfolk this season, he averages about 63.8% from the line. So not really an incredible number, but not really terrible for a big man, 6'9" forward like he is.
One player we didn't hit on in the pregame, number 22, Brent Byers, your MAC freshman of the year, averaging almost 9 points per game out of Percomian High School. He's been hot lately, 22 points only a few games ago. That was his season high against Northern Illinois in a big victory for the Redhawks.
Yeah, it definitely feels like, I mean, the number 2 seed in the MAC, and you have the freshman of the year. It definitely feels like they're building something special in Oxford right now.
Woolfolk checks out. Reese Potter will check into the game. There's Henry, who takes the three wide open there on the left side. Gets Eastern Michigan on the board.
Love that shot by Henry there. No hesitation. Just pulls it immediately the second he gets the ball.
They slowed down the offense there and found some success out of it. There's a turnover. Cooper Aaron pass trying to find Ian Elmer.
That wasn't, I get the positioning behind that pass. It just, Elmer was not in the correct position to connect with it.
It didn't seem like he was ready to receive that one. Terry will take the ball up for the Eagles. Trying to find Nelson down low. Nelson guarded by big, tall center Potter. He's going to go up on him anyway and get rejected. That one's going to hit off the front of the rim, and great defense by Potter to send that one to break. And we'll be reaching a full timeout here, and we'll take a short break. 9-3 is your score, 15:45 left in the first half. You're listening to the MAC tournament right here on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now, it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune in to WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m. Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Welcome back to the 2025 MAC men's basketball tournament right here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Your score, Miami Ohio Redhawks 9, Eastern Michigan Eagles 3. It's been a one-sided game here early on already.
Absolutely. Miami just is in the driver's seat right now. They're playing a really consistent ball game so far. 3 for 6 from the field, so 50%. I'm really liking more what I'm seeing out of their defensive effort than offensive effort, though. They've done a really good job of putting the clamps on Eastern Michigan, not letting them get any room to breathe, making sure they're always covering their shots. forcing miscommunications with the team, playing very physical defense, which is something we've seen all season long from them. I remember when we went up to see Bowling Green face Miami, Ohio, me and Tyler Kavlitz, we saw that a lot, that they play really aggressive physical defense against the Falcons in that game, and they're doing the same thing against the Eagles right now.
Yeah, Miami is the third best defense in the MAC, trailing only Central Michigan and Kent State, 72.8 average points allowed for them, but they're also the second best offense in the MAC, so very well-rounded team here that we're watching right now. There's Evan Ipsaro checking in for the Red Hawks. He'll take the ball up for them. Over to Potter and back to Ipsaro. He's going to try to drive the lane on the mismatch on Billingsley. Now back out. This is Elmer. Elmer misplays the ball there, missed dribbles, but Miami will take the ball back, and Kraft will get a three here. Contested, but he makes it anyway. Christian Henry was right up in his face, but it didn't matter.
Cam Kraft just feels like he has unlimited range. He's 8 points now, 2 for 2 from 3. One of the best shooters in the entire Mid-American Conference.
Averages just over 13 points a game, but he's capable of much more than that. Here's Billingsley trying to do it himself from the top of the key. Makes it to the rim, but doesn't quite make the layup. Potter will take the rebound, and Miami will go the other way once again. Another empty possession for Eastern Michigan.
Can't have many of those right now, especially when you're already digging a hole for yourself. You're down by 9.
Kraft again finds Ipsaro, who's going to take a deep three. Potter almost gets the rebound, but Eastern Michigan will go the other way. Maybe bit too deep there for Ipsaro and his range.
Yeah, I think that was just too early of a look. Maybe not the correct shot they wanted.
Three from Terry. Finds the open lane there off the pick and roll and makes crucial three for the Eagles.
And Jalen Terry's a guy you have to watch out for. 16.5 points per game this season. He shoots 37.9% from 3. Definitely going to need him to step up if the Eagles are going to make this comeback.
That one's stolen away by Billingsley, and he's going to take it all the way to the rack. Reverse layup for the Eagles, and they're right back in it. Just like that, a turnover and a three. That's all you need.
Billingsley, he's the primary sixth man for this Eagles team. A very big individual, but he's got a lot of speed and a lot of control to his game.
Here's Kraft. Takes a step back. Contested corner three. He was trying to take a heat check there, but that one didn't go. That one's going to be bounced around and off of the Eagles. Looks like it was Billingsley down there in the corner. It will be retained by Miami of Ohio. That's going to be one thing to watch in this game as far as rebounding. Eastern Michigan, the worst rebounding team in the MAC. Miami, 9th in that category. So getting those big men involved and getting them down low and maybe negating some of those troubles that they've had the rest of the year is going to be key for them.
Yeah, these are two kind of I think Miami, you could describe them as a little bit of a smaller team. They've got some big guys on them, but there's a lot of guys around 6'4", 6'1", which is kind of crazy to say they're sort of smaller. Off
the inbound, that was Skolyak on the three, missed, rebounded by Potter, and that one's bouncing around as bodies fall to the floor. Miami manages to keep it alive as Ipsaro bounces around, and it passes all the way around the key for the Red Hawks. That was Byers putting it up, no good, but Potter finally finds the rebound and finds the basket after rebound after rebound after rebound. Nice job there by Miami.
There's the rebounding battle you wanted, Henry. You just saw it right there in action.
Yeah, and you saw the weakness of Eastern Michigan not able to get those offensive rebounds down low. And it's going to be a problem with that size that Reese Potter, the center, brings to this squad. There's Nelson down low. Didn't go for him. Miami goes the other way once again. Ipsaro drives the lane, back out to Suter, checks back into the game, and there's going to be a foul on the play. Looks like it's going to be offensive on the Red Hawks. Going to go the other way.
I think they're going to say Suter stepped out of bounds when he received the basketball. It looks like when he was about to drive at the baseline, he took a step back and put his foot out of bounds in front of the fans.
Woolfolk checks back in. Potter will head back to the bench. Nice couple of minutes of playtime for him. Here's Jalen Terry, the starting point guard for Eastern Michigan. Now Henry back to Olsoniak, starting unit in right now for Eastern. Slow-paced offense right now, trying to find a good look. Resorts to giving it to Nelson down low. He's going to try to back down. And he's going to successfully get to the board but not make the layup. Good defense by Woolfolk to really counteract that physical offense that he was trying to make there. 3 no good there by Byers. Here comes Eastern Michigan once again. This is going to be Henry. Guarded by Skolyak. Once again, as they try the pick and roll, he's getting double teamed back there. Woolfolk retreats back. There's Nelson. Guarded by Suter. A bit of a mismatch here. He's going to try to take advantage of it. Backing down Suter. He's going to lean into him, but Suter blocks it and sends it the other way. Doesn't let the big man take advantage. And he's going to get the ball back and take a wide open three, but no good there. Woolfolk got the offensive rebound, but was stripped by Henry.
And the Red Hawks, they keep trying that three-point shot, but it hasn't been falling for any guy not named Cam Kraft. They're 2 for 9 from 3.
Terry, shifty move for the three. Created space on his own with the man in his face. Just a little step back is all you need there. As Miami misses another possession. Quick shot there by Woolfolk, didn't go. Eastern Michigan with the momentum right now. Here's Terry again. Guarded closely by Ipsaro. He's going to send it over to Henry, who's going to take a three and drain it. We have a tie game here as we reach 11 minutes left in the first half.
And, I mean, that's what they do. They keep building and building and building and building momentum. Eastern Michigan is not a team that gives up easily. They make it every game a battle, and you're seeing it right now.
They win a lot of close games. You may see another one here today. There's Woolfolk. Bad bounce there on his pass, and that one's going to be taken the other way. Terry driving down the lane, and a tough attempt at a shot there as he falls to the ground in Miami. Looks like they may have caught some physical contact there, but no foul called. Here's Ipsaro driving all the way down the lane, and he drains the layup. And one for Ipsaro.
Just a beautiful layup. Ipsaro just gets around his defender and draws the contact for a chance for one more.
Evan Ipsaro, sophomore of Crestview Hills, Kentucky. 6 foot, 200 pounds tall, but we've reached the media timeout here. Your score, 16-14. Miami, Ohio leads Eastern Michigan. 10:35 left in the first half. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the MAC tournament right here on Falcon Radio.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
Eating, working, living pain-free. These are a few of the things many of us take for granted. But for many adults with disabilities who are elderly or have serious medical issues, dental care is simply unaffordable. Dental Lifeline Network is looking for dentists who can change this. DLN is asking dentists and their teams to volunteer to just see one of the many patients in need. You can literally change a life. Visit willyouseeone.org to help change one life in your community today.
My name is Hunter Hayes. I know myself and I know my buzzed warning signs. One shot is about knowing my limits or not necessarily knowing my limits.
I start with one shot to have a good time.
One of the signs that I'm starting to feel a little buzz is when I start solving not only my own problems, but the entire world's problems. When I know I'm going out, I know I'm going to start with calling for a ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
16-14 game here between Miami, Ohio, and Eastern Michigan. The 2 seed against the 7 seed. 3 out of 4 quarterfinal matches underway right now at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Your scores so far, it's been one-sided for Miami. It's been Cam Kraft, who's really been carrying the heavyweight offensive burden for them. 8 points on a rebound as well. 4 points for Antoine Woolfolk, and 2 each for Reese Potter and Evan Ipsaro for the Red Hawks. For the Eagles, it's been Jalen Terry, Christian Henry leading with 6 points each. Artie, it's been interesting. We saw Miami, Ohio kind of take the momentum to begin, but Eastern Michigan's retained it and came back here to make it a game with 10 minutes left.
Yeah, they've got a couple of big threes in transition and on offense to really get themselves back in this game. Jalen Terry, he's got 6 points. So does Christian Henry. They hit those 2 threes that really got them tied here against Miami, Ohio.
Evan Ipsaro will miss his free throw after the and one play before the media timeout. Here's Christian Henry, who will take it up for Eastern Michigan, going right on your radio dial. Henry taking it himself, pulling up for a mid-range jumper and makes it. Not enough pressure there by Cam Kraft on Henry and gives him too much space.
Yeah, and Cam Kraft, he's got to commit more to pressing on Henry on that plays like that. You can't let him get so much space where he can create that for a shot.
Man, Ipsaro driving to the lane. He gets heavy contact on him again, and he'll get fouled, and he'll go to the line for his second and third free throws.
Yeah, that was a hard fall to the court. Good thing he that's going to draw the foul every time.
Evan Ipsaro, not guy with the most size there on the court, only 6 foot, 200 pounds.
It's kind of to his advantage, though, I would say. He's got a lot of speed to his game that's really nice. He can fly up and down the court. It creates more ball handling opportunities for him.
Saw how fast that transition was, how fast he was able to get down towards the bucket. So drain it there. 82% free throw shooter. Not surprised that he makes that one. He'll head right back out of the game as Mecky Cooper, starter, will check back in. 18-16 game here. Miami leads just under 10-minute mark now. Eastern Michigan in green, Miami, Ohio in white with the red accents. As Henry makes the move there, but doesn't quite make the shot. He was on isolation there. Cam Kraft once again didn't get the fortunate move of it there. And wide open three here. That's going to be Ian Elmer wide open in the corner, and he'll find the three. Eastern Michigan defensive miscue there.
I think miscue might be an understatement. They let him wide open for several seconds. About 5 seconds, he was just standing there all by his lonesome, and Elmer's going to connect with that three from the right corner.
Switch gone wrong for the Eagles as Dylan Billingsley takes it right now. He'll try to find Elsoniak. Guarded by Kraft.
Christian Henry really wants the ball.
Yeah, and there's a foul. Looks like it's going to be on Kraft. A little too touchy there. It's going to be on the floor, though. Will be an inbound for Eastern Michigan. Sean Nelson checks back in for Jihad. Yusuf Jihad Sr. out of Farmington Hills, Michigan. Christian Henry will take the inbound. He'll find Terry, guarded by Cooper. Terry now double teams Suter, chiming in as Nelson tries to help out with the pick, but Terry out of nowhere takes the three. Suter wasn't expecting it, and he drills it, and he wanted a foul after the play.
Jalen Terry is not a guy you can allow to get hot in a game like this. He can take a game over in a second.
Elmer tried to find Woolfolk down low. Pass rejected and sent back to Kraft. Now Suter takes it here at the top of the key, and Miami will reset the offense. So once again, Woolfolk looking for the pick, and Suter falls to the ground as of the foul by Terry from behind.
This is only the fourth personal foul for the Eagles this quarter. Miami consistently has one personal foul this entire half.
Yeah, they've been clean on the defensive side of the ball. Pass deep out there on the inbound. Cooper retains it. He'll send it over to Suter, who's going to be put ISO on Christian Henry on the mismatch, and Henry's going to cause the foul. Oh, no, it looks like it was on Suter. Offensive foul. Extended the elbow on Henry. That one's going to go the other way.
So as we were just talking about them playing clean, they just picked their second personal foul and a turnover.
Yeah, Suter, an extremely physical player. He likes to use his size to create some space there on a one-on-one. Is it a bit too much on that play? It's Jalen Terry once again. Guarded by Makai Cooper. That's going to be a foul. Reach over on Ian Elmer on the pass. Attempted to Deshaun Nelson. That was Jalen Billingsley, on the pass attempt.
One thing I'll say quickly is, despite this being kind of a close game, the rebounding battle is not close so far. Miami has 20. Eastern Michigan only has 7 rebounds all game long.
Yeah, that's going to be a storyline to watch throughout this one. So here's Terry. Billingsley trying to help out on the pick and roll. He's going to get the ball down low. Finds the space. Woolfolk, nice defense. Rejects Billingsley. Doesn't allow him to get the ball to the rim, as that's an air ball. Now it's going to go the other way for Miami. Suter takes the ball here to Woolfolk. Suter with the ball again on the nice pick and roll, but nice strip there by Billingsley to send the ball out of Wolfork's hands, and he wanted a foul on that one.
Yeah, I don't know if Suter is more disappointed that there wasn't a foul called, or that he did a no-look pass and no one noticed.
Henry to Nelson. Henry double-teamed here. We're seeing a bit of a zone, and Aaron passed there from Henry. He's not happy with that one.
Yeah, that wasn't as much as a miscommunication as much it was Henry just not giving a good enough pass for the ball. Throws it right out of bounds.
21-19 your score as we have another timeout here on the floor. 7:23 remaining as Redhawks lead by 2. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the MAC tournament right here on Falcon Radio.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hovey on the BGSU volleyball team, and these are my Falcon 4 off-day activities. My first one would be spend time with family and friends if they're in town, because I love them. My second one would be read my book, because it's relaxing. My third one would be go get coffee, because who doesn't love coffee? And my fourth one would be go get groceries so I can make food for the week.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hey, I'm Lucas Kleinmeyer, and you are listening to a presentation of the Falcon Media Sports Network on Falcon Radio. For Falcons, by Falcons.
Welcome back to the 25th MAC tournament held here in Cleveland, Ohio. 7th game out of an extended 14-game slate. We're just halfway through right now, but not quite halfway through the action. 7 minutes and 23 seconds left in this matchup between Miami, Ohio Redhawks and the Eastern Michigan Eagles as to wrap up another timeout. But Artie, the story of this game has really been the difference between rebounding and Eastern Michigan's troubles that they've had and Miami's success that they've seen in that category.
Yeah, so Miami of Ohio has 21 rebounds right now, and compared to only 7 from Eastern Michigan, it's just, I mean, Eastern Michigan is doing a really good job of keeping this one close, and I think a part of that is due to just the low shooting numbers for both spots so far. Miami is only shooting 35% from the field. Eastern Michigan only shooting 33.3%, but Eastern Michigan is shooting 62.5% from 3, 5 for 8 from deep range. So they're doing a good job of hitting those threes, keeping this one a fight against the second seed in the conference.
They resume now. Cooper pitting back into the corner of the line there, but Suter will get the ball after a pass there. Potter is going to take a deep three. The center doesn't quite make it, and there's going to be a foul, and that's going to be Ian Elmer. Deshaun Nelson got the rebound, and Elmer put a little too much contact on him.
Yeah, I think he was, I want to say that's just a behind the back foul, going up for the rebound, trying to get behind Nelson's head. That's going to draw the whistle.
Going back to your point about threes, Miami shoots a ton of threes, 825 total attempts, third most in the MAC. So when they're making them, they'll be on fire, but when they're not making them, they're going to have some trouble in the offensive category.
Yeah, they're 3 for 11 right now from deep range.
Here's Billingsley, and missed pass there. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have a foul. It's gonna be on Potter. Didn't allow Nelson to get enough room to receive the pass, and he's gonna stay in the game. But Cam Kraft will check out for Luke Skeliak.
A lot of depth being showcased between these two teams right now. Yeah, it's checked in a similar number of players so far.
There's Nelson guarded by Potter. He's going to send it out to Osoniak. Eastern Michigan trying to make something happen on this possession. Nelson's going to try to do it himself. Spin move into the paint. But they'll get the ball back, and Terry's got to take a deep three. Not quite there. Suter will get the rebound. Eastern Michigan messy possession there late. Suter to Skoliak, who's going to take a three and drain it.
Love that decision by Skulldrack. Just comes to a complete stop, hits the 3 right in the face of his teammate, actually. Really good decision. That's going to be a 5-point lead for the Red Hawks.
Job by Suter to find the open man on that play. Osoniak pressed in the corner by Suter. Great defensive play to knock that one out. Did not give Osoniak any room down there in the corner. He's going to check out immediately. Favor of new face for Eastern Michigan, Dylan Tingler, the freshman out of Hurricane, West Virginia, averaging 1 point, 1.5 rebounds on the year. Graduate of Huntington Expression Prep High School. Here's Terry as the shot clock winds down 5, and he's going to take a deep 3 and make it pressed on time from the shot clock, but it didn't matter. Another nice shot from Terry.
Jalen Terry leads all scores now with 12 points and 4 from 5 from 3-point range.
12 on the day for him now. Cooper down low on the bigger man. Didn't make it work there, and it's going to go the other way for the Eagles once again. Henry on the ball, guarded by Suter. Send it back to Terry. Terry guarded by freshman of the year Byers. He's going to send it into Billingsley, who's going to make it happen despite 3 Redhawks on him. Just puts the ball over his head and just throws it in. None of the Redhawks could quite reach him.
Billingsley, I love players like Billingsley. He uses their size, 10.6 points per game and 5 rebounds per game. He feels like kind of a throwback from a different era of basketball with his height in game.
Suter working on the ISO right now on the young Tingler. And it looks like Luke Skoliak stepped out on his drive to the lane, similar to how Suter did that only a couple of minutes ago.
And hopefully that doesn't become a common problem for the Redhawks today against the Eagles.
Yeah, turnovers are going to be a huge key to winning this game. You don't want to have too many turnovers.
Speaking of turnovers, right now Miami has 8 turnovers today compared to Eastern Michigan's 2.
Yeah, that's given Eastern Michigan a lot of opportunities to stay in the game. Miami's played pretty good defense to this point. It's just been the transition offense and a couple of deep shots for Eastern Michigan that really made it happen. There's Henry on the ball now, working with Nelson on the screen and roll. There's going to be Terry taking another deep 3 and making another one. Talk about red hot, Jalen Terry.
15 points, 5 threes. Every single bucket he's scored has been a 3-point shot.
Every shot he takes, it seems like there's no way it's going to go in, but it goes in. It seems like every time right now in this opening first half. With Skoliak driving to the lane on Tingler, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Skoliak.
Yeah, he pushed off of the Eastern Michigan player when he was trying to create some space for a under the bucket shot. He can't do that. He's going to draw the foul.
Eastern Michigan trying to play to the disadvantage of Miami, maybe using their physicality a bit too much here early on. Another turnover. Makes it 9 for the Redhawks. 27-24 your score. Eastern Michigan leads. 4 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first half. It's been a quick one. It's been a tight one here. It's Christian Henry with the attempted screen and roll by John Shanu. Go over to Terry. Terry pressed deep, almost towards the logo up there, but he's going to get to the lane anyway through defenders, and he's not going to quite make his shot go, and it's going to go the other way for the Redhawks. There's Kraft on the ball. Over to Potter with the mismatch with Terry on him. Tries to strip. Potter goes up to the paint and gets rejected. That was Tingler on it. And here's Terry. Takes the ball again. A great defensive play by the Eagles. Back to Tingler now. Over to Nelson. There's going to be a foul on the play. It's going to be called. It's foul, and it's immediate timeout. Here with 3:31 left in the first half. Your score is 27-24. Eastern Michigan leading Miami. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the 25th Annual MAC Tournament on Falcon Radio.
When severe weather causes telecom network outages, the FCC recommends that you call 911 only when necessary and limit non-emergency calls. Avoid repetitive redialing to minimize network congestion. Try texting if a call doesn't go through. Conserve cell phone power and turn off your phone when not in use. If evacuated, forward landline calls to your cell phone and use your outgoing message to update your status. For more info, go to fcc.gov/emergency.
Standing up for what's right. helping out when things go wrong, seeking the truth and speaking our minds, not just making records, but breaking them, leading the way behind the camera, beyond the runway, and on the silver screen. Not just making our mark, but making a difference. Now that's a job for a Girl Scout. Girl Scouts, preparing girls for a lifetime of leadership.
Sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. Ah, that's the scent of shopping success. Because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Rocket Arena for the third out of 4 quarterfinals here on Thursday, out of the second day out of 4 days here at this tournament. 27-24 your score. Eastern Michigan leads, and it's been all Jalen Terry. Scored 15 out of Eastern Michigan's 27 points so far.
Yeah, he's just had that unlimited range factor right now. Hit 5 threes. That's the only buckets he's scored so far, all from deep range. 2 assists and a steal. He has been phenomenal so far. He leads all scorers. Next closest people close to him are Christian Henry with 8 points and Cam Kraft with 8 points. And right now the Eagles are leading the second-seeded Red Hawks with only a couple minutes left to play in the first half.
Yeah, this is a game we saw how uncompetitive the 8 versus 1 game was this morning between Bowling Green and Akron. And
that's one way to describe it.
Doesn't look like this is going to be much of a replica of that, as Nelson receives the inbound for Eastern Michigan with Woolfolk on him, goes to the ground and doesn't make his shot go. Kraft will take it the other way for Miami.
Nelson's been really quiet so far, 0 for 6 shooting and only 2 rebounds.
He's been stifled by the Miami big men, as that's Byers, the freshman of the year. Brant Byers, redshirt freshman out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, gets his first points of the game.
Yeah, as a freshman, he's averaging 8.7 points per game. That's 4th on his team.
Tied all up at 27 now. Eastern Michigan will try to retaliate. Here's Terry with Suter on him. He's really getting a lot of pressure from Miami. 2 guys on him almost at all times. Finds the ISO right now, but Byers rejects that one as he goes to the lane. Picked up by Nelson regardless. Henry's going to take a deep 3. No good on that one, and Woolfolk receives the rebound.
I think that might have almost been a heat check for Christian Henry. We want to see what type of shots he can hit in this game.
Traveling there on Woolfolk. Excuse me.
And again, just these small mistakes by the Red Hawks are really stifling their offense. You've had missed passes, stepping out of bounds, and now traveling. That's really taking them, really like a roadblock to keep them from taking over this game.
10 turnovers down for Miami, and not even a first half. Only 2 for Eastern Michigan. Jalen Terry had the ball in his hands a lot in this first half with Suter guarding him. That one's tipped by Suter on the pass to Nelson. Nelson receives it anyway, and he gets tripped there by Woolfolk.
Yeah, that was a hard fall. Face first towards the floor.
That'll be the first personal foul on Woolfolk. 7 personals for Miami. Their leader is Ian Elmer with 2. He's on the bench right now because of that. Only 4 personal fouls for Eastern Michigan. It's going to be Nelson who will take 2 at the free throw line, as they're in the bonus already. In the first half, 2:17 remaining. Your score 27-27. It's been a defensive first half, I would say, Artie.
Oh, definitely. It's been a team dominated by just 2 really good defenses, keeping together, keeping them, both of them competing simultaneously to try to win this one. It's definitely more of a, last game was an offensive battle between Toledo and Ohio. This feels more defensive, like you said.
Yeah, Miami, a defensive team, both their women's team and their men's team are both defense-oriented. Miami's going to get the ball back, and a nice pass by Woolfolk. That's the Ipsaro on the cut. He had a wide-open layup there, and Miami takes the lead.
Another lead for the Red Hawks. A really good job and really good play set up there by both of those teammates.
It's Christian Henry guarded by Ipsaro. Going to Billingsley and back to Henry. Send it over to Nelson now. Guarded by Woolfolk. Drives into the lane. One-on-one with Woolfolk. Can't make it happen. And Woolfolk had the rebound in his hands. Went to Tingler. Tingler tried to put it up, and it's like
They're going to call a goaltend.
Yeah, a goaltend on Woolfolk. That's an interesting call. It just kind of seemed like he was a bit too far back, and your instinct is just to put your hands up regardless. Woolfolk a bit too tall for his own good, gets a hand on it, and that basket will count for Dylan Tingler. His first points of the game. Suter over to Byers, who takes a quick three from the corner. No good there from the forward. Eastern Michigan will get another opportunity real quick. Ticking down, 1:15 left in this first quarter. Henry driving the lane. That one's tipped and taken away by Woolfolk. And battle on the ground. Tried to tip away from the Eagles. The Woolfolk retains and sends it over to Suter. Suter is going to try to drive the lane, take advantage of a mismanaged Eagle defense right now, but they get back into it. Send it back out, and it's going to be Kraft taking a deep three. Not a good shot for the Redhawks. That one will go the other way.
Kraft's been pretty quiet since the opening minutes of this one. Only 8 points still. 2 for 5 on his last 2 for 4 actually on his last 3-point shots. Again, they're 5 for 15 as a team from that range.
Speaking of quiet, All-Mac second team member Deshaun Nelson scoreless, 0 for 7 from the field right now, and we got a timeout on the court, but we'll stay right here. Your score is 29-29, Miami, Ohio. Eastern Michigan all tied up. This is the 2-seeded Miami, Ohio Redhawks and the 7-seeded Eastern Michigan Eagles. Miami, they've had a really steady improvement compared to last year. They lost in a game against Akron by almost 12 in the first round when they were the 7-seed. Akron was the 2-seed, but that was a brother versus brother head coach matchup. Travis Steele brothers with John Gross, who just got a big win over Bowling Green this morning.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see an improvement like this headed from last year's tournament. You go from the 7th to the 2nd seed. Your team looks better pretty much all around, especially defense. And, I mean, one thing for sure, it's better to be competitive right now against Eastern Michigan than to be losing by 12 to Akron. But you got to feel like there's a little bit of frustration with Miami because they know they could be winning this game by a lot more if some things have gone their way in this first half.
Yeah, a tough result for Miami against Akron this year, 102-75 loss. That was way back in the year. Miami's played much better since that game. It's Eastern Michigan comes out of the timeout fast. Jalen Terry is going to take a pull-up three out of nowhere. Even with the man on him, kind of a turnaround three in the corner, and that one didn't go, and it's going to be off of an Eagle hand.
I mean, when you got range, you got range. You got to let those ones fly. We've seen it all day. How much range Jalen Terry has.
He's 5 for 7 from 3, and we got another timeout on the floor. So we'll take a quick break. Your score 29-29. Only 36 seconds left in this first half. You're listening to the MAC Tournament on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here.
Welcome back here to Rocket Arena, 29-29. Your score is quick 30-second timeout here on the floor. A well-used floor, 7 games already played in the span of 2 days here at this arena. And kind of a quiet crowd, especially compared to what we saw from the well-traveled Toledo and Ohio fans in last game. And, I mean, understandable. Ypsilanti, Oxford, a bit far away from us in Cleveland, but still a pretty good crowd here for this quarterfinal matchup.
A lot of red, but not a lot of green.
Yeah, a lot of red, but not a lot of green. Under 30 seconds, but 20 seconds on the shot clock. Miami's going to try to tick down and get a shot here towards the end. It's Ipsaro on ISO now. Over to Woolfolk. Finds Kraft and finds Woolfolk back now towards the paint. A lot of contact, and Woolfolk was rejected there on his shot attempt. So Michigan, now Christian Henry on the ball.
Shot clock turned off.
Shot clock is off. Henry's going to take a three with 3 seconds left. No good. And the buzzer will sound, and the first half has come to an end. No score after that short break, and your score is 29-29. All even here, the 7-seed and the 2-seed in the third quarterfinal matchup in the men's basketball tournament. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes to talk all things first half of this one. You're listening to the Men's Basketball MAC Tournament on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. That's the scent of shopping success, because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com. Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hovey on the BGSU volleyball team, and these are my Falcon 4 off-day activities. My first one would be spend time with family and friends if they're in town, because I love them. My second one would be read my book, because it's relaxing. My third one would be go get coffee, because who doesn't love coffee? And my fourth one would be go get groceries so I can make food for the week.
As far back as she can remember, Amy loved computers. How they worked, what they could do. They were a challenge. She wanted to learn as much as she could. So she harnessed her passion, and now she's a cybersecurity officer in the military. If you have a passion, a vision for your future in any field, todaysmilitary.com can be your path to a fulfilling career. You have a calling, we have an answer. Find your way at todaysmilitary.com.
They'll challenge your authority, because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, and in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
had to be independent and take initiative. And that's how I handle every project I get.
Discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org. Brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You have the right to know. The right to know about culture. The right to know about the economy. The right to know about technology and to know about sports. You have the right to know about education and politics and the weather. You have the right to know what's happening abroad and in your backyard. But above all else, you have the right to know that this right is under attack, and we must work to protect it. Because in order to be free, we must be informed. Understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our two stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
We've reached the halfway mark here between Miami, Ohio and Eastern Michigan at the MAC tournament at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. 29-29 is the score. Artie, what have you made of this first half?
Well, I think what I've made from it so far is that it feels very competitive, but it feels like Miami should be winning by a lot more. I see a lot of just really small mistakes from them. We have 10 turnovers, a lot of stepping out of bounds, a lot of just errant passes, a lot of offensive possessions not going their way. As for Eastern Michigan, they're doing a really good job of keeping up with Miami. They're really doing a good job of playing through their defense. They're shooting 50% from three. Jalen Terry has been phenomenal so far, 15 points, 2 assists, 1 steal. They're doing a good job of just keeping up with them, keeping the pace up, keeping the energy up against a really tough opponent, a really tough defense in Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan has had a depth problem. That's been one of their main concerns. Only 6 players averaging more than 1 point per game right now for them, and we've kind of seen that in this game. 23 of their 29 points scored by 2 players, 15 for Terry that you mentioned, 8 for Christian Henry, who's had a good first half as well.
Oh, absolutely. They've been doing a good job spacing the floor, hitting those threes, making sure that Miami, Ohio doesn't have any time to move, time to figure out their offense. I think they're doing a better job. Miami is doing a better job of guarding Jalen Terry in these later minutes. They're pressing more often on him. They're making sure he doesn't have any room to breathe around the 3-point line. Yes. You mentioned like the double teaming we've seen against him when he tries to drive and start the paint. So they're doing a better job in that area, and I think Miami, they just need to do a better job playing consistently in this half. They're shooting 10 out of 30 in their last shots in the field. That's 33.3%, 5-15 from 3, 33.3%. So they got to start having those shots land for them if they want to pick up a win here today.
Yeah, we mentioned how Miami, Ohio is really a lot more team-oriented in terms of scoring, and we've seen that 7 different players have scored in this one, and not a single player has reached double figures. And one thing that I'm noticing right now in the stat sheet, all 5 starters are in the plus right now, even +8 for Antoine Woolfolk, but all 4 bench players, Brand Byers, Reese Potter, Evan Ipsaro, Luke Skolyak, all in the minus right now. And I think we've seen that on their play on the floor and a lot of those careless turnovers coming from some of those bench players that may need to clean it up a little bit for Miami.
Yeah, I mean, this is still a pretty young team and for Miami. They're a team with a lot of younger players, a lot of sophomores mixed in with a lot of graduate students and juniors, and there's only one really. There's only one graduate student, of course, on this team, and that's Dan Lewers. But he doesn't really play that often. It's a lot of juniors, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. So it's still a team that's kind of prone to making these mistakes, prone to making these smaller mistakes that we see more experienced teams like Akron don't commit. And so you're kind of seeing that right now. But this is really their first chance to show off in a really big tournament setting for this young team.
Yeah, this is a 2-seeded team, but one of the things that I talked about with that experience is really playing in a different environment that you're not used to. With these MAC arenas, they're a lot smaller, a lot more community oriented. You have crowds that fit into the arena a lot more. Here, you're kind of playing at this stadium that's meant for an NBA team, and although the crowd is pretty decent, it's decently hollow here in this place, and it's a bit of an adjustment for these players. And when you don't have that kind of playoff experience of playing in this environment already, it can kind of do you in some ways, for sure.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you go from Oxford Hall or Ypsilanti, where it's a very, like you mentioned, very crowded, very more intimate arenas where a lot of fans pack in, a lot of student sections, a lot of more chants going your way, as compared to NBA Arena with mixed in with fans from Ypsilanti, mixed in with Miami, Ohio, Oxford fans, and then mixed in with just whoever else may come to watch them play here today. So it's a lot different and a lot different energy than what a lot of these players are used to.
Yeah, well, Lucas Kleinmeyer is standing right in front of us right now, so I think now's a good time to shout out some of our content that we produce over here at Falcon Media Sports Network. We mentioned this is only only the 7th out of 14 broadcasts that we'll be doing here.
Halfway through.
On Falcon. Yeah, halfway through already. It's amazing how fast the time has gone. But, yeah, 7 out of 14. You can catch all 7 of the remaining games right here on Falcon Radio 4 on Friday, starting with a 10 a.m. game. That's the 1-seeded Ball State Cardinals and the Kent State Golden Flashes in the MAC women's basketball semifinal, and we'll be playing the other semifinal and the other 2 MAC semifinalists in the men's category that we'll be finding out later today, and then the two semifinalists for those games, and then the final will be played on Saturday. So a lot of action still to come, but we're going to step aside here. We'll take a short break before the second half begins. You're listening to the men's basketball MAC tournament on Falcon Radio.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bleep, bleep. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. Like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic. Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life.
I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Women Heart is in a race to save lives. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. It's 80% preventable if you know the facts. Millions of women are living with or at risk of heart disease. Get educated. See your doctor. Know the facts. To win this race, we all have to do it together. Our hearts beat as one. To learn more, visit womenheart.org.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, What matters to me is that you keep doing. Inspire kids to do at 4h.org.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
Living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
Had to be independent and take initiative, and that's how I handle every project I get.
Discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org. Brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com. Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hovey on the BGSU volleyball team, and these are my Falcon 4 off-day activities. My first one would be spend time with family and friends if they're in town, because I love them. My second one would be read my book, because it's relaxing. My third one would be go get coffee, because who doesn't love coffee? And my fourth one would be go get groceries so I can make food for the week.
Welcome back to the MAC Tournament quarterfinals right here on Falcon Radio, and we are right underway. Good timing there as Peter Suter will take the ball, give it to Kraft right away for the 3, but didn't quite make it, and quick rebound there for Eastern Michigan. Very quick possession for Miami.
Kraft just hasn't been able to find his shot since the first half. Miami's as a team been scoreless for almost 2 minutes now, and they're 1 for 5 for the last 5 shots and 1 for 4 on the last 4 attempts from 3-point range.
Christian Henry try to find Nelson down low, gets hit from behind by Woolfolk, but no foul called. Nelson and try to send it over to Shanu, but the foul is now called. It's going to be on Woolfolk. That'll be his second. Or the foul is on Makai Cooper. I think that was that an off the ball there, Artie?
I think it was. I don't recall seeing Makai Cooper anywhere near the basketball, so I would assume it would be an off the ball foul.
Terry inbounds to Nelson, then they'll battle out again. Woolfolk and Nelson been a great matchup all day. Woolfolk battling him down, going to try to put it up around to his left side, and Nelson makes it go. Mr. Michigan first points of the half.
Deshaun Nelson finally on the board now, 2 points. He's now 1 for 8 on the day.
Elmer with the deep 3. That one won't go. Another deep 3 there. Miami and Shawnee will get the rebound. Henry's going to try to find Nelson, who hits the ground hard when he tried to receive that pass. Didn't quite go his way. Cooper is going to take the ball now for Miami. Suter with Nelson on him. Quick switch there to the other side. Cooper is going to take a 3 from the corner. That one won't go. Eastern Michigan, Osoniak to Henry, to Terry. Terry guarded by Kraft. Picked up his dribble. He's going to have to do something with it. Finds Shanu. Wolfork on him. Turn around towards the basket. That one's not going to work for him. He's going to pick up his dribble, find Henry on the outside. Henry's going to drive the lane on Elmer, and he's going to go towards the bucket. That's going to be a foul called. I believe that's Cooper once again on it. But great job by, I believe that was Henry.
On Christian Henry, actually.
Yeah, offensive foul on Henry. Cooper kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time as he attracts the charge.
Henry getting some instructions from his head coach, Stan Heath, on his way back the defensive side.
Good job by him to absorb that contact. Here's Kraft now, back to Cooper. Cooper's going to hand it off to Suter, who's going to drive to the lane, try to take the layup. That one's not going to go. Wolfork's going to bat it back out. Elmore will take it, and he'll find Kraft with Terry on him to Cooper. Miami will reset with Suter at the top of the key. He's going to drive in and find Cooper once again on the outside, and Cooper will let that one go. Finds the net this time, 32-31 Miami.
Cooper's first points of the day, 3 from three-point range, was 0 for 1 previously from deep.
There's Henry who's going to drive to the lane, find some open space and make the layup happen. That's 10 on the day now for Henry.
A lot of more back and forth action than we're used to seeing it in this game.
Elmer guarded by Shanu. Over to Suter now on the other side, using his physicality on Henry. He's going to put that one up, won't go. Get his own rebound, puts it up, gets his own rebound again. That one won't go. Batted around. Osenyik will take it for Eastern Michigan. Some bad luck there by Suter's. Wolfork falls to the floor on the logo.
Suter got 2 offensive rebounds there, so he's got his total up to 8 now on the day.
Contact drawn by Suter. I believe that was Nelson there. Kind of bowled over Suter. He's complaining to the referee. And that'll be his first, so not a super big deal for Nelson, but Suter, good job drawing the contact on the bigger defenseman there.
So, I mean, after a really quiet game in terms of turnovers, they've had a lot, but Eastern Michigan's got up to 6 turnovers now after having 2 previously for most of the first half.
Looks like they're going to take a look at this one, whether it was a foul. I believe they're looking at the foul call on Nelson here.
I think they are as well. Nelson wants to see I think Nelson wanted to see video of his as well. He was sort of walking towards the scorer's table. I think he wanted to see what the refs were looking at for a second before getting called back to his huddle.
Yeah, Coach Stan Heath will take a little talk to his team here as we've had an interesting start to the first half. Some good shots being made by both teams here.
Yeah, if it was a little more back and forth right now, but Miami, Ohio is really struggling to get going so far this second half. 3 points already, but they're 1 for 8 from the field. They're shooting 1 for 4 from 3. So not really the strongest starts to the half for Miami, Ohio, but Eastern Michigan, they're 2 for 2 on their shots, 4 points, have connected on both their shots. They got a perfect shooting percentage so far.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like this one is definitely getting a little bit faster played, though.
I mean, we talked about Eastern Michigan, some of the deep threes that they've been making. We thought that 3-point percentage would kind of come down as the game went on, but it hasn't. Still shooting 50% from 3, despite only 36% from the field. Looks like they made a decision on this one.
Looks like the call is going to stand.
Yeah. Oh, Nelson's going to get talking to from the referee right now. I believe it's going to be a inbound here for Suter.
I think he still wants an explanation.
Yeah, he still doesn't like the call. It's your first personal here for Nelson. Just to let it go. Don't want to receive a technical foul for the Eagles.
Especially not in a tournament setting.
Especially not. Suter finds Kraft. Nice pass by Peter Suter and a great cut by Kraft. That's the connection between those two that they have.
Suter, no points yet, but 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks. So he's having a pretty consistent game despite not scoring.
There's Terry with the ball. Sends it over to Henry. Eastern Michigan's going to run a play to try to get Terry. It looks like a shot. He's going to get some physical contact from Suter. Send it over to Henry, who's going to back down Cooper right towards the box, all the way down to the box, and he finds his way around 3 Miami defenders right at the paint despite all the big bodies. Smaller man gets the job done.
Henry just slipped through every single defender in his vicinity to get that layup.
Potter to Cooper. Suter's going to get the pick from Potter. He's going to find Elmer in the corner. He's going to take the shot. That one won't go. Kraft will get the rebound, though. Again, this great rebounding day from Miami. They've been getting a bunch of offensive rebounds here and there whenever they need it.
13 offensive rebounds compared to the 4 for Miami, Ohio.
Oh, great pass from Potter to Suter, but Henry knocked it out of his hands, and he'll get called on the foul. I think that's the 3rd on the day for Henry, and we have a timeout called by Eastern Michigan. That'll send us to our first break of the second half. 15:42 left. Your score, Eastern Michigan 35, Miami, Ohio 34. You're listening to the MAC tournament right here on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com. Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Welcome back to the MAC tournament at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. The 25th time the tournament is held in this city. This arena has held a lot of moments, a lot of fantastic MAC tournament championships, one of them being the game last year, Akron-Kent State, that you called. I remember that one. That was a fantastic game.
Oh, absolutely. One of the best environments I think I've been in a presence for live for a sporting event. The entire place was packed with Kent State and Akron fans at a phenomenal game. Went back and forth all night long, and then Julius Rollins with one of the worst personal fouls I've seen. Didn't know the score, fouled Akron, sent him to the free throw line, and Akron picked up the win last year on the men's side of the bracket for the tournament.
Kent State will be looking for revenge this year, but it may be tough. Akron, a team that's been really fighting, a team that thinks they deserve a top 25 spot, and I know there are a lot of critics who believe the same. They're going to be a tough force to beat this tournament. Miami is one of those teams that's definitely able to put up a fight against those Zips. Peter Suter take his first free throw of 2 and miss it.
Still no points for Suter. 0 for 8 from the field, 0 for 1 from the free throw line now.
How about that? 21 minutes, no points, but 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks. Stuff in the stat sheet, just not in the points category. And he'll make his second free throw and get his first point of the game.
Ties the game 35-35 as well.
Just over 16 minutes left in this one. Still plenty of time, but score is still tied up in a great game between the 7 seed and the 2 seed. There's Dylan Tingler back in the game. He'll find Nelson over here at the top of the key. He's going to take a little fake. Find Billingsley down low. Back to Nelson, who's going to take a 3. Rare 3 from Nelson. Doesn't go. He's just over a 30% three-point shooter. And Suter will take it the other way. Kraft is going to take a deep 3 with a clinic on him and drain it. Kraft being the offensive power for Miami. 13 points on the day now, the only Red Hawk in double digits.
First 3 since the first half as well.
There's Tingler on the ball. Over to Nelson. Eastern Michigan going to want to retaliate here. Going to find Osoniak, who's going to make another 3 back-to-back for both teams, and the shots are falling in Rocket Arena.
It's starting to go more back and forth game between these two squads.
Potter's going to take another 3. Will this one go? It will! red hot Rocket Arena floor. And we've got, looks like Billingsley shaking up on the play.
Yeah, not what you want to see not what you want to see for Eastern Michigan. He's grabbing his throat.
Yeah.
He might have gotten the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, probably on the fight for the rebound, just hand flew in the wrong direction there. Caught Billingsley, and he's going to check out of the game.
I mean, Billingsley, he's primarily the sixth man for this offense and this team all season long, so you really don't want to lose a consistent part of your bench like this for a really long time.
He's going to bring John Shawnee to the second into the game. Redshirt junior of Houston, Texas. He's a player that has seen minutes lately, hasn't received a lot of leeway here from head coach for Eastern Michigan, so he's getting some quality minutes right now. It's Terry to Osoniak, down to Nelson with the one-on-one with Potter, and Potter takes it away but gets called on the foul, a little too handsy. He doesn't like the call, but some contact made on that play.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact there, a lot of hands flying in different directions. I can't say I really disagree with the foul. It seemed like just a little too physical on that play.
Second foul of the second half for Miami. 41-38 is their lead with 14 minutes and 13 seconds left in this half. Terry will inbound. He'll find Osoniak. Osoniak will give it to Shanu with the mismatch with Elmer on him and tries to give it to Henry, but that one hits off Henry's leg and out of bounds. Turnover for Eastern Michigan, and reassuring high five there from Henry to Shanu. Just unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to hand it off to Henry, but the ball slipped out of his hands and went right into the legs of Christian Henry and just kind of rolls right out of bounds. Not really a possession you really want to get back if you're Eastern Michigan.
Good opportunity for the Redhawks. It's been one score for a while, and whoa, flying to the basket.
Oh.
Yikes, that was Ipsaro, and he fell down hard on the play, and yeah, obvious foul, and he's shaking up as Redhawks crowd around him. He's rolling on the ground in pain here.
Yeah, it looks to be in quite a bit of pain. That was a tough fall to the floor, right on his back. That's not what you want to see.
He's had a great game as well. Only 11 minutes, but he's been productive. 6 points on 2 for 3 shooting. Made a couple of free throws also, and he'll get up, thankfully, to the round of applause from the Miami crowd.
Good to see him walk away on his own power, and good to see him head to the free throw line now, ready to take his shots as well.
Looks like he's going to stay in the game. Good to see for him. Never want to see a player get injured in the tournament, right? A game that you make and you wish to play in all season. You wait for that moment and get injured, especially towards the end of this game, would not be fun for these players as first free throw doesn't go.
Yeah, Ipsaro on his season. A pretty consistent shooter from the line, at least season long. He shoots about 82.3% from the free throw line. One of the best on the team.
That one will go 42-38 lead for Miami as clock ticks down just under 14 minutes to go. Terry's going to drive the lane. He's going to put an arm out on Ipsaro and create his own space. Makes a layup down there and shakes the defender off of him.
Jalen Terry's first bucket of today that is not from the three-point line from beyond the arc.
17 points now on the day for Terry. Here's Potter. Miami's going to try to make something happen here offensively. Kraft is going to find a turnaround. Laney's going to send it back to Potter. Potter back to Kraft. He's going to take a very deep three. That one's not going to go. Fight for the rebound, won by Christian Henry. Henry looking for the deep pass to Billingsley. He won't find it, but picked up by Nelson. Nelson will go attacking at the rim, and he'll make the layup. Big shot for Eastern Michigan on the fast transition offense.
Nelson's second bucket of the day is good, and for 42-42, we're all tied up again here in Cleveland.
Miami going to slow it down. Seen a lot more of that here in the second half than really just taking their time on these plays. Byers going to find Potter down low, and he's going to miss dribble off of his foot. Miami's going to get another turnover, and Nelson will pick up the ball for the other to take it to the other way for Eastern Michigan. He's going to drive on Elmer, put it up himself. Using the body, just doesn't make the layup go. Here comes Ipsaro for the Redhawks. Right from the lane, and Osoniak, he'll make it go. And one for Ipsaro, making up for his injury only a couple of minutes ago, showing he isn't feeling it whatsoever.
I love the intensity by Ipsaro. Yells toward his teammates on the bench. It's a couple of shoulder checks from his teammates. definitely a lot of more. It feels like Miami House really figured out their offense so far after that last time out. 15 points now, 5 for 14 from the field. Definitely feels like they're finding more of their groove and their patience on offense right now.
Yep, Sara already passed his average of just over 6 points per game on the season. He's been picking up maybe a lot of the slack left by Suter's not so great offensive game as he checks in the game for Ian Elmer. So one thing to keep in mind in terms of foul trouble right now, 2 Red Hawks with 2 fouls. That's Elmer and Potter. Zipsaro makes his free throw. But 2 Eagles with 2 fouls right now, Sonia Kim Billingsley, and Christian Henry with 3 fouls right now as he is on the court still playing. Terry's going to take a deep three. That one's not going to go. Great offensive rebound by Nelson. He's going to try to put it up on Potter. That one won't go. Bounced around under the paint and tapped in. I believe that was Nelson or Billingsley. Can't really tell too many hands down there at the hoop, but Eastern Michigan will get that one to go.
A lot of good tip-ins there. Feels like it was a tip-in central. Everyone was trying to just get it inside the rim.
Skolyak, he's going to drive the lane on Billingsley. That one's not going to go. Good defense by number 1. Eagles will take it the other way. Here's Henry who's going to take a 3. Not much contest on that one. He takes advantage. Christian Henry drills the three-pointer.
Great job by Henry. Sets his feet, gets wide open for the shot. Really great ball movement there by the Eagles. 3 separate passes to get a 3-point shot.
15 points now on the day for Henry. Here's Potter. Turnaround on Billingsley. That one's going to go. Great move by Potter to create some space. Not his typical, not in his comfort zone on that one, but made it happen with a one-handed little floater outside of the box.
47-47 game. We are all tied up here in Cleveland.
Here's Terry, guarded heavily by Absaro. He's going to try to drive lane, pick up his dribble. He's going to get fouled. The shot that he took after the foul did not count. And we've reached another media timeout here. Your score is 47-47, all tied up. We've got a good one here. Don't move a muscle with 11 minutes, 18 seconds left. You're listening to the men's basketball MAC tournament on Falcon Radio.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
It's Christmas colors here at the MAC tournament in Cleveland, Ohio, Rocket Arena. It's been a big day, a very long day, a long couple days for us here at the Falcon Media Sports Network. 7 out of 14 games well underway right now, but yeah, the red of the Red Hawks and the green of the Eagles been tightly knit, and this one 47-47 all tied up.
Oh yeah, it's been a closer game. A lot more scoring in this second half. It's 18 points between both teams. Really feels more competitive, like it's stepped up a bit. Tied once again, 47-47. It's gonna be a lot of.
Yeah, Miami just hasn't really been playing like the 2-seeded team that they came into this tournament as. Eastern Michigan has really stepped up to their competition here, and we've got a good one. And this would be a huge upset, by far the biggest of the quarterfinal round.
We haven't had an upset yet, Henry, in this tournament on either side, so
Yeah.
we're due for one sooner rather than later, I feel like.
Eastern Michigan will take the inbound. 11:18 left on the clock as that one will go to Billingsley now to Christian Henry. Now to Nelson down low with Potter on him. He's almost travels, doesn't quite make it, and that one's blocked by Potter on the put-up. Potter and great defensively down low. Miami fast in the transition. Elmer guarded by Tingler. Now over to Cooper. Here's Potter now. Miami trying to make something happen. Get a little bit of a lead here as Cooper's going to put that one up. Heavily defended, and that one won't go. Christian Henry with the ball, 6 for 11 from the field today. He's had a fantastic offensive day. Gives it to Nelson on this time, however. Potter with the guard again. This one's going to roll up and in. Great move by Nelson. Just go around the outstretched arm of Potter. 49-47 Eagles.
Nelson, 0 points in the first half, now 8 in the second.
Yeah, he's caught fire for the Eagles. That's going to be a three from Elmer, and that one will go. Clutch three right when Eastern gets a bucket. These two teams do not want to separate. 50-49 now. It's been rare where we have a more than a 3-point lead as the Eagles retaliate. Once again, it's Christian Henry. He will take his 18th point on his 4th three of the day. Christian Henry, how about that?
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth we go.
Miami with Potter on the ball. Elmer's going to fake another three. Nelson bites as he'll drive to the lane, and that one's going to be taken on some contact by Dylan Tingler. He'll be called on the foul. And Cooper will head to the line.
A lot of hard fouls today. A lot of guys falling to the ground on their backs, unfortunately.
Yeah, physical game, part of that defensive orientation that Miami likes to play. They love to play with that physicality. Will be Ian Elmer at the line, his first free throws of the day. The 74% free throw shooter, and that one will not go. Miami 7 for 11 now from the line on the day. Interesting is that Eastern Michigan has only taken one free throw all game. Miami really beating them out in that category. Elmer will drain the second. Miami only down by one. 10-minute mark has been eclipsed. 9:37 left in the second half.
52-51. Still plenty of time left in this one. Still anybody's game.
Henry guarded by Cooper. You don't want to give him any separation right now. He is red hot. He's going to find the separation. Elmer, step back jumper from the free throw line. Christian Henry is on fire. Another shot that just doesn't seem like he can miss right now.
Henry's taken over. Like you mentioned, he hit that three just a couple minutes ago. Now he's hit that step back two from mid-range. And like you mentioned, he's heating up. He's starting to take over. He's got 20 points now.
Suter fouled as he tried to drive to the lane. That one's going to be on the floor, I believe, and we'll have an inbound uncalled on Jalen Terry. Excuse me, that's Christian Henry, and that's his fourth.
That is not good.
That's a big deal for him. That's their leading scorer. He cannot, and he's going to have to check out. That's a big deal for the Eagles already.
Yeah, that is, especially in a close game like this, having to have your leading scorer check out of the game for presumably a pretty long period in this second half is a big deal. He's not happy about it, too.
Suter scored his only point of the night from the free throw line, and he'll score his first free throw there. 2 points for Suter on the day.
Very quiet game for Suter. Obviously, hasn't hit a field goal yet, but 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals.
This is the second. All 9 Miami Redhawk players have registered on the scoring sheet. Only 2 in double digits. That's Kraft with 13 and Ipsara with 10. Eastern Michigan 54-52 game, and a whistle is called. It's like a foul going to be down low. That's going to be on, I believe, Woolfolk, excuse me.
Woolfolk.
Second of the game.
It will be Woolfolk. Terry
will inbound. So Michigan will get another chance and another whistle called this time. It's going to be a personal foul.
It's on Antoine Woolfolk again, so he picked up 2 personal fouls in a row.
Yeah, he's up to 3 now. It's not what you want to see. He was staying out of foul trouble for a while, and another whistle called. That one's on Makai Cooper. This is interesting. 3 fouls in the same play. They didn't even inbound the ball yet, and 2 fouls called on the scrum for the ball. Here's Nelson. Finally gets the ball into play. He's going to try to back down Woolfolk. He's going to put it up, and another foul called. Is it on Woolfolk?
No way. I think it is going to be on Woolfolk.
And Nelson got up, and he's not liking the contact from Woolfolk, and that's 4. He went from 1 personal foul to 4 personal fouls in the span of about 10 seconds. That is unheard of.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, especially not on 1 possession.
Yeah, and he's getting a talking to from the referee. He's going to have to check out. That is unbelievable for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, Reese Potter's going to check in for him. That is absolutely right. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, Nelson's going to go to the line after that. And both teams in the bonus already, 7 fouls each for both teams. 8:46 left in this one, 54-52. Eastern Michigan leads. And that will stay the score after Nelson misses his first free throw. Woolfolk will check out in favor of Reese Potter. Center, 7 points on the day. 3 for 8 from the field, 6 rebounds as well, and 2 blocks. Only 1 personal foul for him. Second one will go for Nelson. Puck takes under 8:40 as Suter sends it to Kraft. Kraft's going to take a 3. He got some space, and he will hit it. Huge 3 for Miami, and the lead is cut immediately, and the game is tied back up.
Both teams have scored 26 points in this second half. They're almost each at 29 points, which is what they scored in the first. They each scored in the first.
Kraft with 16 points now on 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. Nelson's going to drive the lane. He's going to send it back to Olsuniak. Olsuniak's going to take a little step and take a 3. That one misses the rim. Nice job by Tingler to get the rebound. Olsuniak will pick it back up, and he'll make up for it with a layup in the paint. Huge points from Olsuniak, and huge play by Tingler. Suter's going to take it fast down lane, and he'll make a layup of his own. It's just amazing how even these two teams are. They haven't had any sort of discrepancy, any sort of runs between the two teams. It's been completely even, completely fair game.
They each just seem, it's like a mirror match. They seem to match like every single thing they do. They just, anything you can do, I can do better type game.
Nelson going to draw another foul. That's going to be on, I believe, Potter this time. And we're going to get a media timeout here on a full timeout from Miami. 7:35 left in this one. We're all tied up at 57. We've got a good one here at the MAC tournament at Cleveland, Ohio. Don't move a muscle. You're listening to men's basketball right here on Falcon Radio.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
If you suffer from COPD symptoms like shortness of breath and fatigue, where do you turn? There are medications and oxygen, but do you know about pulmonary rehab? 3 out of 5 COPD patients have never heard of it. Pulmonary rehab is an exercise, education, and support program that gives you tools to manage your condition, and Medicare typically pays for it. So whether it's grocery shopping on your own or just walking across the room, pulmonary rehab can help you. Visit livebetter.org to find out about your options for pulmonary rehab today.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Welcome back to Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. We've got a good one here between Miami, Ohio, the 2 seed, in Eastern Michigan, the 7 seed, looking to get our first upset of both the women and the men here at the MAC tournament quarterfinals.
Oh, definitely. It feels like we've been waiting a long time for an upset, Henry. I thought we were going to see it a couple of matches ago, a couple of games ago, but it's been pretty back and forth consistently throughout this tournament, or at least like the results you would expect heading into each matchup you've seen so far. So it'd be very surprising if Eastern Michigan pull it off here today, but they've had a really good game so far. Jalen Terry's got 17, Christian Henry's got 20. They're shooting 50% from 3, 44.2% from field goal range. So
yeah, great game. Only in 30 minutes ago, final score on that one was 90-85 in overtime. Toledo, a higher seed over Ohio. We've got another good one here as Nelson will head to the free throw line. I'll talk a little bit about some of the content that we produce over at Falcon Media Sports Network here. 7 members here at the MAC tournament, 2 photographers and 5 media members, myself, Artie, Lewis Clemmer, Tyler Kavlitz, and I forgot the other one off the top of my head, but we got Jack Rinsman and Dave Laninger here also, as well as photographers. But yeah, the BG Falcon Media will also produce, besides these 14 broadcasts, we'll be producing written articles available on bgfalconmedia.com, as well as live social media updates on twitter.com or x.com/bg_FMSN. Nelson makes both, and it's a 59-57 game here. Eastern Michigan leads with 7:25 left in the second half. Ipsaro had a great game, 10 points on the day for him. He'll take the ball, send it over to Kraft, who's going to drive the lane with Nelson on him, and Kraft makes the speed work there, gets past Nelson, and makes the layup go.
Kraft's having one of his best games this season, and just the right time, too. 18 points, 7 for 11 from the field. He's really one of the guys keeping them in this. Tied 59-59.
So it makes sense that the freshman Tingler will give it up for Billingsley with the mismatch on him. Elmer, not quite the size of Billingsley. Bill send it over to Terry, who's been quiet here in the second half, over to Nelson. Nelson's still in the game. Here's Tingler, and yeah, Tingler stepped out of bounds. The third sort of violation that we've seen of that category here today.
Yeah, they're just not keeping track of their feet, and they're not looking towards the out-of-bounds line when they begin their breakaway. Tingler just kind of was ready to start like sprinting towards the basket, and he put his left foot back, and it went out of bounds. A really sloppy decision by him.
Yeah, well, after some fatigue here for Eastern Michigan, 3 of their starters over 30 minutes already haven't really seen much of the bench. That one's a nice pass down to Potter. Great pass by Peter Suter. That's what he does all over the floor. That'll be his 9th assist of the game, and Potter fouled on the basket. He'll get a chance for a 3-point play.
Suter almost has a double-double with no points scored at all. He has 9 assists and 8 rebounds.
You can impact the game in so many ways besides just scoring. 1 for 9 from the field. It doesn't really matter for him. Still had a fantastic game all over the floor. Potter will make his first free throw of the day. 62-59 now for Miami. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second half.
To see if Eastern Michigan can respond right away like they've been doing all game.
Eagles heading left on your radio dial. Here's Terry, and offensive violation. That looks like it was a legal screen on Billingsley. That one's going to go the other way.
And Terry made that 3-point shot, too. He made it in frustration. Yeah. So that would have been 3 for the Eagles if that foul hadn't been called.
Yeah, screen worked, but might be because it was illegal. as he will get subbed out now. John Shiner II will check back in.
And if now is any time to make a run for Miami, it's right now. You got to get some more momentum. You got to make this more than a 1-score game.
Ipsaro, primary point guard right now for the Red Hawks. They're going to try to make something happen, extend this 3-point lead, which is saying a lot in this game that's been so tightly knit. Ipsaro going to find Potter. Over back to Ipsaro. He's going to get a screen set for Potter and foul called. That's going to be on Jalen Terry. His second of the day.
Yeah, Terry, he's been doing a good job of staying out of foul trouble so far. Primarily that's because he's really is the leading scorer for them along with Henry. So you want to make sure he's in the game as long as possible.
Yeah, remember Henry out of the game right now with 4 fouls. Same thing
Looks like he just recently checked back in, though.
Yeah, same thing for Antoine Woolfolk, who still sits out for the Red Hawks. As Henry, just checked in for the Eagles, as well as Billingsley, who comes back in for John Shawnee II. Short break for him.
With Henry in the game, that's would be a bit of a risk in the regular season, but with the MAC tournament, you're a lower seed. You're going against the second seed. There's no better time to take that risk than right now, where you are in a must-win game to stay live and advance to the semifinals.
Pissarro makes the 2 free throws, and Miami gets the 5-point lead as this time winds down. Let's see if Eastern Michigan can respond. Terry with Pissarro on him. Pissarro, energetic defense as Henry. Got to be careful here with 4 fouls. Finds Nelson. He's going to see what he can do. He's going to pull up from the mid-range and make a nice shot from the free throw line. Nelson with 11 points on the day now. That's a huge shot for the Eagles.
Oh, my God.
Kraft with a huge 3 for the Red Hawks. That one extends their lead to 6. What a shot from Kraft. 21 on the day now for him. Just pulled up immediately from the top of the key. As Terry will find some space at he'll shoot, but that one will not go. Kraft will get the rebound. Cam Kraft, 21, 6-2 now. Miami, Ohio fans getting on their feet. They know this is the big moment for the Red Hawks. Up by 6 with 5 minutes left. They are taking control of this game.
They're on a 10-2 run right now.
Actually, and a fantastic pass by Suter. Finds Potter, but Suter might have gotten hit on the pass. But what a play there by the Red Hawks. They've been loving that connection between Suter and Potter, as Eagles have to take a timeout. Miami, Ohio leads 69-61, just under 5 minutes left. Seems like we've got a team taking control of this game here, but don't move a muscle. You're listening to the Men's Basketball MAC Tournament on Falcon Radio.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. That's the scent of shopping success, because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to yet another close game here in the MAC Tournament quarterfinals. Miami, Ohio 69, Eastern Michigan Eagles 61. The Bowling Green Akron game in the morning, your 11 a.m. start, that one seemed like it was going to kind of set the tone for maybe another day of not many upsets, but we've had a fantastic day. As far as these past 2 games, Miami and Eastern Michigan really putting on a show for us.
Absolutely. It's been a really interesting performance. It's been constantly a very back and forth game, but very recently, a 12-2 run for the Red Hawks. They've started to break away from the Eagles. It's starting to get a little tougher out here for Eastern Michigan to stay matched with the Red Hawks right now.
Yeah, I think coming out at halftime, we really expected Miami, Ohio, and their head coach Travis Steele to make some adjustments, and it's really taken a while for them to kind of take control of this game as the 2 seed. Eastern Michigan has really hung on for a long time, thanks to some good free throw shooting, some great 3-point shooting. Specifically, Jalen Terry, Christian Henry have been the name of the game for the Eastern Michigan Eagles.
Eagles have got to get something going quick if they want to stay within this one.
Christian Henry guarded tightly by Pissarro. Pissarro is really trying to draw that last foul on Henry, get him out of this game. He's got to be careful, and he is. Billingsley over to Terry, guarded by Suter. Suter's going to find Nelson. All the starters in for the Eagles right now. Nelson driving on Potter. He puts up a shot. Great defense by Potter. All he had to do was put a hand up, and Nelson can't get the shot to go.
Nelson I think that was just trying to force something right there. Not a good look. He was tightly defended. I think that was just a desperation shot from Nelson there.
Yeah, the interior defense has been fantastic from the Eagles all night. Really taking these big men out of the game. There's a shot from Kraft. Can he hit another? He does!
God.
Cam Kraft is on fire. Unbelievable. He's been single-handedly giving the Redhawks this lead. From way outside the top of the key, it's been Kraft. Once again, as Henry can't make that layup go, Eastern Michigan struggling right now at the worst possible time.
72-61. The Redhawks have an 11-point lead now after that three from Kraft. It is a total separation right now.
Here he is again. Billingsley guarding him tightly. He's going to give it to Apsaro. Apsaro finds Elmer, who has a wide open three. Can he make that one go? No. He's had a tough time from the three-point line today. Suter will get the offensive rebound, though. Miami continues to retain. They're going to try to drain some clock. Here's Apsaro getting past Billingsley, the bigger man. He finds Potter, who slams it down. 74-61 Redhawks.
Make that a 10-0 run for the Redhawks these past 2 minutes and 25 seconds, and a 19-4 run over the past 4 minutes and 44 seconds. The second seed Redhawks have now taken over this one.
Yeah, Eagles scoreless in the last 2 minutes, 40 seconds, and Nelson, fouled pretty handily there by Cam Kraft. Kraft second, and Nelson will likely go to the line here on this one. Timeout on the floor. 74-61 is your score. 3 minutes left in this one. We'll take a short 60-second break. You're listening to the MAC tournament right here on Falcon Radio.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hovey on the BGSU volleyball team, and these are my Falcon 4 off-day activities. My first one would be spend time with family and friends if they're in town, because I love them. My second one would be read my book, because it's relaxing. My third one would be go get coffee, because who doesn't love coffee? And my fourth one would be go get groceries so I can make food for the week.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com. Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
3 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock remaining as Miami, Ohio has just taken the momentum out of Eastern Michigan's hands. This game is completely different than it was only a few minutes ago.
Absolutely, a 74-61 game now. The Redhawks are up by 13 now, and what a run they've been on. A 19-4 run the past 5 minutes and a 10-0 run the past 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Redhawks have completely taken over this one. They're now shooting 55.6% from the field in the second half, 7 for 13 from 3. And the Eagles they can't keep up anymore. It feels like they're just out of gas right now.
Yeah, Eagles made 7 threes in the first half, shooting 14 attempts, and they've only made 3 in the second half. Only shot 43% from the three-point line as opposed to 50 in the first half. So things have slowed down a bit, and Miami has just picked up the pace. 7 for 13 from the three-point line for them, shooting well over 50% from that line. Also 8 free throws made for them, only 3 for the Eagles. Make that 4 as Nelson drains his first of 2, and he will also make his second of 2 free throws. He's up to 13 on the day now. He's had a good second half after going scoreless for almost the whole first half. Ipsaro, high press right now from Eastern Michigan. They're really trying to force some turnovers, get the game back in their hands, but Suter will handle the ball handily for the Redhawks, but that one's stolen by Tingler. Suter caught sleeping on the pass to Ipsaro. Eastern Michigan grabs the ball quickly and a foul on Suter as he takes down Christian Henry, who's going to go to the free throw line as both teams in the bonus right now.
Yeah, Eagles, good steal there by the Eagles. Just trying to get back into this one any way they can. Down by 11. With these if he makes both free throws, Henry would get this game down to single digits. Single-digit Redhawks lead.
After this game, make sure to check out the recap of this event as well as all 4 MAC tournament games today on Thursday, March 13th on bgfalconmedia.com. If you're interested in the second game, or the second game of the second half of Thursday, the 4th game of the day, Western Michigan will take on Kent State. That's the 6th seed against the 3 seed. That will be the nightcap. Originally was supposed to start at 6:30, but because of the late start or the late end to the Toledo Ohio game, that one will be starting a little bit later. That one will be our 2 executives, sports content director Lucas Kleinmeyer and production director Tyler Kavlitz, on the call for that one. Make sure to stick around for that.
It'll be a fun one coming up soon. That'll be our last game of the day for this Thursday set of games with Falcon Media Sports Network. Once again, we've been here all day long covering every single MAC game in this tournament.
We've been here all day long, and we'll pick right back up tomorrow with a 10 a.m. start to the women's MAC semifinal between Ball State and Kent State. That one will be a good one as well. Your score is 74-63 here. Miami leads Eastern Michigan, but it'll be interesting to see how Eastern Michigan really tries to regain the momentum. We saw they really started with that high press in that last possession. They're going to continue to do that and see how far they go without fouling these Redhawks.
Oh, definitely. They're just trying to keep up anyone they can. If they can get this down to single digits, that will be phenomenal for them. That'll allow them to keep in this one just a little bit longer, keep building that momentum up. I mean, you have at this point, it's 2:49 left on the clock. You got about 3 minutes left. You have to score any way you can at this point.
Eastern Michigan has to make sure to contain Cam Kraft, who has been the man of the game for the Redhawks. 24 points, 9 for 13 from the field, 6 for 10 from 3. Incredibly efficient on 8 rebounds, 2 assists as well in 28 minutes. What a game he's had. The lead scorer for the Redhawks, showing why right now. A foul call is under review. It's going to be 2 free throws for Christian Henry. At the line, that foul was on Cam Kraft. That is his second of the day.
Henry makes the first, so he's got 21 on his day and cuts the lead down to 10.
First free throw of the day, surprisingly, for the Chicago, Illinois native. Transferred from Panola College, averaging just about 14 and a half. There's a scrum down for the rebound. Nelson is going to hold on to it as he missed the second free throw. Nelson will hold on to it. Looks like we've got a foul call here.
Miami fans not happy about that recent call.
Kai Cooper gets his 3rd foul of the day. It looked like it was the call on the scrum, just a personal foul, too much contact, diving for the ball, and it's going to be 2 more free throws for Eastern Michigan, which is a big deal as they reach the double bonus now.
Yeah, this is good for them. It's now down to 10, so they can cut this down to an 8-point lead if he converts both free throws, Nelson.
Yeah, slowly chipping away at that 13-point advantage that Miami gained on their 19-4 run just a few minutes ago. The run has firmly ended as Nelson makes yet another free throw.
So it's now down to a 9-point lead. Miami up 74 against Eastern Michigan's 65 points.
Nelson misses the second, and Potter will retain. Miami is going to go the other way. Henry pressing hard. They just managed to get it past the line in time, and Ipsaro, dives, and he's going to get a foul. It looked like he kind of dived into Terry to kind of force that foul call, and he got it. Foul on Terry, second of the day, and Ipsaro will head to the line. It's going to be a bit of a free throw battle, I'm sure, as we get down in these final 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 35 seconds left. Eastern Michigan is going to put plenty of fouls on Miami.
Definitely still a very close game. within single digits for the Eagles. So a lot of fouls are going up, a lot of trips to the free throw line.
Yeah, and this is a winner-go-home game. These teams are going to do anything they can to make sure that they give themselves the opportunity to succeed in the long run. That means fouling extensively and pressing extensively, even with 2:35 left in this game.
You got to wonder what the game plan is for both of these teams. Is Miami just going to play keep away, or are they actually going to try to build this lead a little more?
And if Psaro misses both, that's not good for the Redhawks. Big opportunity here for the Eagles. Jalen Terry on the ball. He's going to take a three. He got some space, and that one's not going to go. Second half struggles continue for him. That one's going to be, looks like Osoniak maybe hit it off of Ipsaro. Yeah, and they're going to reverse the call. The initial sideline ref called it off of the Eagles, or off of the Redhawks, but it's going to be off of Eagles instead.
Inbound coming up here.
See how they managed to break this press. All 5 Eagles past the half-court line right now. Ian Elmer inbound. He's going to find Cam Kraft. Back to Elmer, who just steps inbounds. He'll find Kraft again. Great pass there to get some space. And he'll find Cooper as they get it past the logo. And some space now for Cooper as he loses the ball. Terry is on the fast break. Good close out there by Ipsaro, but great move by Terry. That one is going to be a goaltend on Ian Elmer on the layup attempt. And great play by Terry to force the turnover there and get the fast break.
Yeah, you could just tell that was a goaltend. The second Wolffolk went up for that block. You could just tell he was a little too early on that one. They're going to review it.
Yeah, I think they're going to review it, but I think it's a very, I think it will stand for sure. 7-point lead, now down from 13. Eastern Michigan cut this lead in half. In this game, 3 minutes to go. This game is never over. 13 points is never too much of a lead to come back from.
This is definitely a very tough lead. I mean, it's a 7-point game, 2:07 on the clock. This is still manageable. Obviously, it's not anything crazy for the Eagles. They've been in positions like this before where they've been down this season. They've came back. They've fought. They've scrapped their way back. I mean, this is our first appearance in the MAC tournament since 2020, the 2020 season.
Yeah.
So it definitely feels like they're coming out here with a fight, a sort of energy that they haven't been able to bring to Cleveland in a really long time.
Yeah, Stan Heath in his 4th year with the program really trying to make a statement right now as Miami inbounds. Cam Kraft and a foul called. It's going to be a kick ball, and it'll probably just be a retake on the inbound here. Suter will take it.
It will be. Suter still 1 rebound away from a double-double with 10 rebounds and with 9 rebounds right now and 10 assists.
Shawnee II will check out. Billingsley will come back in for the Eagles. 2:05 remaining in this game. 74-67 is your score. Miami inbounds it to Ipsaro. Found a good lane there. Ipsaro is fouled, and he goes to the ground. Ipsaro been on the court a lot today.
Taking a lot of hard falls to the court today as well.
He is a very physical player. Doesn't have much height, but he plays like he's a big man at that guard position, 200 pounds strong.
He stands at 6 feet, 0 inches.
Really, really great day for him. 12 points on the day, 6 for 10 from the line. So half of his points coming from free throws. He'll get 2 more right now, and he'll drain the first.
Gets into an 8-point game now. Miami up 75-67 now.
Reminder, winner of this game takes on the winner of Western Michigan versus Kent State. That game will take place 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Broadcast will take place right here on Falcon Radio. If I'm Miami, I'm a bit worried as far as this performance against the Eagles, and it'll be interesting to see how Kent State performs against the Broncos in a very interesting MAC semifinal matchup that will be coming up tomorrow.
I mean, Kent State, they're a really tough team because last year they were the 8th seed. They went to the MAC tournament finals, and they arguably should have won if it wasn't for a bad foul by Julius Rollins in the final seconds of that one, which sent Akron to the free throw line. He did not know the score, Julius Rollins, and he fouled intentionally. So Kent State is a team going in with a lot of fire in this tournament. Western Michigan, a team that had a really successful MAC season after going having a pretty poor non-conference schedule, made the tournament as the 7th seed. The 6th seed, I should say.
Yusuf Shihad checked in for the Eagles. He missed a 3, and ball went out for the Red Hawks. They get an inbound, and Jalen Terry on the inbound. He got an open 3. That one didn't go. He got contact from Suter, but ball bounces around under the basket, and looks like it will stay with the Eagles. 9-point lead for the Red Hawks. 1:38 left, and we're going to have a timeout on the floor for the Eagles. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with you. 1:38 left in this one. Your score 76-67. You're listening to the Men's Basketball MAC Tournament on Falcon Radio.
I'm Fuad Revais, a home builder. Did you know there's a deadly, invisible radioactive gas that can seep into homes from underground? It's radon. Breathing radon can cause lung cancer. So protect your family. Talk to your builder. Tell them you want a healthier, safer, radon-resistant home.
Learn more. Visit the EPA at epa.gov/radon. That's epa.gov/radon. This public service announcement is brought to you by the EPA, who does not endorse this particular builder or any other commercial enterprise.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom. I had no idea how hard it would be and what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and ways for me to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics, but also information about the hurdles I was facing. Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Time winding down here for head coach Stan Heath's squad to kind of mount a comeback here for Eastern Michigan, down 9 points against Miami, Ohio. Artie, what do you think has been the difference for these Red Hawks past couple minutes?
I think the past couple minutes, the Red Hawks are just, I think they're trying to play keep away rather than they're actually trying to score, which I think is part of the problem because they're being a little more relaxed on offense, not being as relentless as they were being in the previous minutes, which was what was leading to that really big scoring run. They were really aggressive on those runs. They were really aggressive during that whole stretch. Now it's more just they seem to be more concerned with containing the lead, keeping the lead up at 76-67 rather than winning this game right now.
Yeah, well, they were under review for who the ball went off of, and it was determined that the ball went off of Eastern. So Miami inbounds right now. It's Suter to Epsaro, who's pressed back here. Suter with the ball. They'll get it past the logo and past the half-court line comfortably. Elmore pressed back into the corner. He'll find Suter and Epsaro, and Miami firmly holds possession here. There's Potter. They're just trying to tick down as many seconds as they can, not really trying to shoot right now. 9 on the shot clock, 8. As now they'll start to go. Cooper going to push the lane, find Suter, who has an open 3 in the corner. That one won't go. Billingsley for Eastern Michigan. They need a bucket right now as they find Henry. Gets a fake from Epsaro. He's going to pull up a 3, and he's going to hit it. Keeping the Eagles alive. Who else to do it but Christian Henry, 24 on the day. And this game isn't over. 1 minute left. It's going to be tough for the Eagles to mount a 6-point comeback here, but we just saw them get a nice turnover on a missed shot there. That could happen a couple more times, and you never know.
Yeah, 76-70, 101 left on the clock. They're going to have to make something happen quick. They're going to have to. I'm guessing they're about to employ another full court press like they did on the previous play. Play a lot of zone defense here. Can't let Cam Kraft hit a 3. Can't let the Red Hawks score. You got to keep it within a 6-point game if you're going to have any chance of keeping this one together. You have 2 30-second timeouts, 1 full timeout. That's what Miami has. The Eagles only have 1 full timeout left. So you're really going to have to concern your minutes here, your seconds here. You're going to have to foul on at least 1 possession coming up. But it's just keeping this within a couple scores that's going to mean a lot for you today.
Yeah, the Red Hawks just going to need to limit their mistakes on these inbounds. Eastern Michigan heavily pressing, not afraid to really foul in this situation, especially on the inbound. Here's going to be Peter Suter. Finds Epsaro once again. That's been their go-to guy on these plays. Back to Suter, who finds the pass, and they manage to get past the half-court line once again. Nice job by Miami. They're going to tick off some clock, and Nelson will get the foul. It didn't really look like they wanted to foul in that situation, but Suter's going to go to the line for 2.
I think they were trying to force a 10-second violation so they wouldn't have to foul, but the Red Hawks were just too fast, got beyond them, got past the half-court line too quickly for the Eagles.
Yeah, fantastic press break. That's a lot harder to do than it might seem, breaking that 5-man press that the Eagles have put on them. Good job, and Suter will make his free throw. 7-point lead now, trying to make it 8. Double-double for Suter, but not in points. 5 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds for the All-MAC first-team member. That's why he's earned the award. It's so vital for this Red Hawk team that it's really riding some great momentum on a great year coming back for the 2024-25 season.
I think with basketball, we forget that points aren't everything. Like, you can make impacts in the game that aren't required in the score sheet or on how many points you score per game. And, I mean, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. He helped this team out tremendously today.
Jalen Terry gets the quick bucket on a very fast transition offensive move there for number 3. 21 points on the day for Terry. And quick timeout for the Redhawks. But we will stay right here. And, you know, Miami, as much as, you know, this game has kind of went their way in the last few minutes, it was maybe kind of concerning for them how the game kind of went in the first half. You do want to, you know, handily beat, you know, if you're a 1 seed or a 2 seed, you know, like Akron did in the opener. They had a completely different result in that game, and Miami not really following it up here.
Absolutely. I think these quarterfinals for the top seeds in tournament are also about advancing, but it's also about a proving ground for a lot of them. You want to prove why you finished the non-conference schedule or the conference schedule so strong that got you as the second seed in the conference or the first seed in the conference. You want to prove that you were going to be just as dominant in the tournament as you were in the regular season. And, you know, Miami, you had an ultra-competitive game with Eastern Michigan, the 7th seed. It's not something really to write home about. I mean, if it stays 78-72 and you do advance, you advance. You get to the next round. You get a little step closer to the MAC championship, closer to March Madness. So, I mean, it's one of those things that feels bad now if you can complete the win, but at the same time, it's not something you're going to focus on too heavily if you advance.
Yeah, it's also about momentum. You know, Akron with their big 50-point win, they're feeling on top of the world, and even with Toledo in their overtime win and all the energy and, you know, emotions associated with that win, kind of they'll carry that over into that semifinal match against the Zips as well. As here's Miami inbounding. It's going to be to Potter this time, and yeah, they're going to have some trouble finding. They're going to find Elmer, but he's in a trap, and they're going to have to call a timeout. Didn't quite go their way that time. Great job by Eastern Michigan.
Really good trap defense. Just contained Elmer right away. Swarmed him, got 2 guys around him, had him spinning around looking for somebody to pass to. And that's going to force a Miami timeout, a 30-second timeout. Yeah, I mean, if you're Miami, you want to conserve those at this point. You want to keep those timeouts at the ready so you don't have to use them all right away. If this does get closer, then it should.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan completely out of timeouts right now, while Miami still has that 132nd and 1 full timeout left. 39.1 seconds left here for Eastern Michigan to attempt to mount a comeback on these Redhawks, but time ticking down fast as Miami, Ohio band plays in triumph right now for these Redhawks. Great season for them, coming back from finishing 7th overall in the MAC and entering having a quick exit in the first round of the 2024 MAC tournament. Justin Steele, brother of John Gross, Akron head coach, really making a great season of his team this year after some big turnaround plays.
And Jalen Terry's going to foul there right away.
Yeah, it's getting down to that point, under 40 seconds left. Last resort for the Eagles.
Yeah, you kind of have to do that at this point. I mean, it makes the free throws, makes it a little bit harder, but it keeps you in the game just a little bit longer. Just got to hope he doesn't make both.
Misses his first. Ian Elmer, 7 points in the day. Very well-rounded offense from Miami, as you mentioned. Kraft, obviously the standout player with 24 points on 6 3-pointers for him. But other than that, it's been a well-rounded game altogether between Peter Suter's double-double. Evan Apsaros, 14 points on 3 assists. As the second is made for Miami. Henry's going to put up a quick 3 for the Eagles, and that one's going to miss the rim. And chances are getting slim here for Eastern Michigan, as that shot may have sealed their fate completely. As looks like Tingler is going to check in for Eastern Michigan, and Cam Kraft will check in for Mackay Cooper for the Red Hawks.
It's a 79-72 game, 31.4 seconds on the clock, 30 seconds on a shot clock. Not really looking the strongest right now for the Eagles.
Here's Suter, who tried to sneak along the right side of the court there and couldn't quite make it, and he's fouled there.
He's still holding his ribs just a little bit every now and then when he takes a little bit of contact.
Yeah, he got hit on, I believe it was a passing play, a great pass that he made to Potter, but after the play, it seemed like maybe an inadvertent elbow caught him in the rib area, and yeah, he has been grabbing it ever since. Suter misses his first free throw. He is 4 points away from a triple-double, interestingly enough, along with his 2 blocks.
We'll see if he can hit it today. I mean, I would be very surprised if he can score 4 points in 20 seconds. Also, the shot clock is now turned off, we should mention.
Yeah, 26 seconds remaining, and it's going to be an 8-point lead. This game is going to be pretty much over, as looks like Eastern Michigan has brought in some subs anyway, as Peter Suter gets a round of applause from the Miami, Ohio crowd as he checks out of this game. Fantastic performance from him. Jalen Terry puts up a shot there. That one won't go. Rebounded by Osoniak. He'll put that one up. That one will not go, and Eastern Michigan's going to foul, but that one's going to pretty much do it. 13.3 seconds left as Miami, Ohio will get the job done after a close quarterfinal matchup that didn't seem like it was going to be too one-sided as it was in the second part of the second half.
Yeah, just a good job here by the Eagles. Came out here as a lower seed. Really performed well against one of the top teams in the MAC. Kept up with them nearly the entire game. Things that started to slip away from them as it just went on. I mean, a lot to be proud of here for the Eagles. First trip to the MAC tournament since 2020. First trip to the MAC tournament under Stan Heath. A lot to work on, but a lot went right for them this season.
Yeah, it's been a work in progress for Stan Heath, and they've really made some of that progress happen. Jalen Terry, Christian Henry, even Jalen Billingsley, fantastic talents for the Eagles. As Terry will take another 3. That one won't go as clock ticks down, and nice late 3 there from Deshaun Nelson. He'll reach 17 on the day for him. First 3-pointer of the day, but yeah, ultimately Eastern Michigan has had a great season, and they're going to build on it. But the story is the Miami, Ohio Redhawks win by 81-75 is your final score. They will move on to the MAC semifinal to take on the winner of Western Michigan and Kent State. Great game here in the third game out of 4 in the MAC quarterfinals.
Oh, absolutely. Really competitive almost the whole way through. A good matchup between two teams, and a really good job by Eastern Michigan to keep up again with one of the top teams in the conference. But Miami, Ohio is going to advance to the semifinals of the MAC tournament.
Your player of the game is for sure Cam Kraft. Transferred from Xavier along with their head coach, Travis Steele, who did get fired from there a couple of years ago. Came over, and he's had a fantastic year making the All-MAC third team, and he's showed up today in this quarterfinal game. Again, his stat line, 24 points on 9 for 13 from the field, 6 for 10 from 3 on 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you can't forget the All-MAC first team member leader of this team, Peter Suter, 7 points. Despite the bad shooting night, 1 for 10 from the field, he earned a double-double with 10 rebounds and 10 assists. But you can't forget 2 great performances as well from Eastern Michigan's Christian Henry and Jalen Terry. The future is bright for the Eastern Michigan Eagles, but the future is now for the Miami, Ohio Redhawks, who will take on the winner of the Western Michigan and Kent State in their first advancement into the MAC semifinal in quite a while. Didn't manage to do it last year, but they will do it this year. That's going to do it for us here at Rocket Arena. Third out of the fourth game is done, but we have some thank yous to send out before we get out of here. First off, our board operator, Austin Roos. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to allow this broadcast to go on air. We appreciate it very much. We also appreciate Lucas Kleinmeyer, our sports content director, who gives us the privilege to call these games and give us these amazing privilege to call this MAC tournament, this amazing trip here to Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. As well as Tyler Kavlitz, our production director, who makes sure all the radio operations run smoothly, and our Falcon Media advisor, Carl Smith, who also makes sure all these things behind the scenes run smoothly for us at Falcon Media Sports Network. So we will see you shortly. In about 30 minutes, you will hear Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavlitz join you for that fourth and final MAC quarterfinal between Western Michigan and Kent State. That is sure to be a good one, so make sure to tune in for that one. We will see you in about 30 minutes. I will be on the call tomorrow morning for Ball State and Kent State, the MAC women's semifinal, as well as Artie will be, I believe, on both the MAC men's semifinal games tomorrow. So that'll do it for us. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all shortly. Good night.